Welcome back, everybody, to a live episode of Spurs in Focus right here on the YouTube, iTunes, Amazon Podcast, Spotify. Pick a platform. We are there. The Substack. It is completely free. Spurs in Focus Substack. Go sign up right now. Thank you for making Spurs in Focus your first and only spots for all things San Antonio Spurs. You want to come here, and only here, every time you want to talk silver and black. My name is Jeff Garcia, longtime Spurs writer in San Antonio. The guy next to me, you know him, you love him. He is Mr. Rudy Campos of the Sports Answer. Follow him on X at the Sports Answer. And Rudy, I am FIFA ready, man. I am ready for Team USA playing in less than an hour.
Yeah.
And by the time we're listening to the pre-recorded, it was yesterday. But the point is, go Team USA. But Rudy, I heard it's kind of like kind of a game. Like if they win, does it really matter? Kind of game.
Yeah, so they pretty much already locked up their division, I guess what they were calling it. But yeah, you're probably not going to see a whole lot of the stars play for Team USA tonight. It's kind of one of those wins, and actually they're going to be able to beat. Is it Turkey now? You can't.
Yeah, when did Turkey become Turkey?
So I heard the story when the World Cup started. I can't remember why they changed it. Yeah. But now it's Turkey or Turkey or something like that, which is
Rudy. Where is your USA pride though, Rudy? I came ready, Rudy.
I understand. You know what, Jeff? I tried on a soccer jersey and I'm still not quite meeting the weight limit for certain jerseys. So,
hey, could you survive running up and down the field for 90 minutes? God, you do that?
90 minutes? No, Jeff. Come on. 90 seconds.
90 seconds.
I won't give you 90 minutes. There's no way.
Well, go Team USA. They got Turkey tonight. We'll see how it happens. But nevertheless, I know you guys are here for Spurs Talk, and that's exactly what we're going to do starting right now. We're going to wrap up the NBA Draft 2026. Your Spurs obviously had 4 players selected.
Yeah,
I was surprised they stuck with 4. Should they have traded something? We're going to give reflect our thoughts about the first picks in the first round. And then talk about the second round picks. Mm-hmm. And then Kawhi coming back to San Antonio. LeBron James in San Antonio. What is going on here? Next thing you're going to tell me that Rudy Campos can run up and down the field for 90 minutes in a FIFA game. Sure. We're going to talk about all that and then get into your comments in just a few minutes. But let's start things off. Let's look back at the Spurs at the 2026 NBA Draft, Rudy. Mm-hmm. And let's start off with the first round picks. It's been a couple of days. The dust is settled as far as the first round picks are concerned. You're looking back at Acquaintance and then Terrace Reed Jr. Have your thoughts, impressions, opinions about those two guys changed since?
No. On our draft coverage show where we talked about it, I gave them a B plus for the grade. I'm sticking with that B. There's no change in that right there. The only reason why it's just because of injuries. We don't know exactly how Jaden Quaintance is going to come off of his injury. I fully expect him to just still have that year off. I don't expect him to play too much, even if at all this rookie season, kind of redshirted and get him, back into rehabilitation. I worry more about him getting injured coming off that injury. So, great pickup for the Spurs. Again, very defensive minded. I sent you the video so you can kind of see the highlights that I went off of. And the thing is that, he's the type of player you need come playoff time. Would have made a lot of sense for him to play when you needed, Luke Cornett was kind of struggling. A player like him, when healthy, can definitely jump out of the gym, can definitely get you some blocks, play some really good defense, especially inside the paint area, can get you those key rebounds. So nothing has changed for Jaden Quaintance. They're just hoping that he gets healthy. And then for Terrace Reed, the guy they got for Denver, just a big body, man. I mean, compare him to a Roy Hibbert, and that's not a disrespect for him at all.
Yeah.
Roy Hibbert was a really great player in the paint area. He's going to block some shots. He's going to get you rebounds. His damage is going to come from inside the paint area. The Spurs could have really used a player like him in the playoffs last season. So Terrace Reed is going to be out of the two guys. Obviously we're going to see Terrace Reed a little bit more this year with Quaintance having that injury, but both guys should be serviceable. My grade has not changed, and we'll get into the second round guys here in a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. As for me, I'll start off with Reed. My opinion, thought, and stock in him has kind of risen since. Why? Because I finally got to hear from him. Now, he did speak with media today, if you're watching right now, or yesterday, if you're listening to the pre-recorded show. One thing like that he said and stood out for me, he says he doesn't mind doing the ugly things that he said in his interview with the Spurs. They told him, I have an ugly game. And you know what? It's exactly what I want out of my big man. A guy who's going to bang, clean the glass, get offensive rebounds, make some space, maybe be an enforcer. I love what I heard out of him. And by the way, he likes to just stay home and read books. So you're definitely fitting to San Antonio
Who
there.
does it?
For
I
me.
love that.
Yeah, no, that's a perfect night there. See, but my view on that is tainted because I lived in New York City, and doing that was like blasphemy in
Mhm.
the Big Apple. But the point is that I love what I heard out of Terrace Reed. Dare I say he may be kind of a, I want to say impact player, but more of a much needed player during this upcoming season. I think
Mhm.
he's exactly. Think about it too. I mean, they I don't. I think Reed played what? Did he play? Was he one and done, or was he four and done?
No,
UConn.
he's not four and done. I mean,
Oh.
not one and done. Remember he played with Stephon Castle. Stephon Castle's
Well,
been
actually, he did not
um,
play with Stephon Castle. Yeah, he
okay.
didn't.
I'm
Yeah, I
terribly
think they
wrong
were
on
like,
that then.
yeah, but no, he played 2 years with UConn. So
Yeah.
there you have it. But the point is that he comes in maybe just that much more home schedule. I mean, nowadays a lot of players do one and done, and then you got to kind of build them back up. But I mean, 2 years is kind of almost equivalent to a 4 year guy. Back in the day, I'll take it. His body is filled out. He's a big boy. He's measured at nearly 7 foot 6'11", 265 pounds. That's a truck coming at you.
Mhm.
So my stock in him has risen. Now, as far as Quaintance is concerned, my stock in him has peaked a little bit. I upped it more. Uh, you know, the Spurs have to know that he's not going to come here to be the next Kawhi Leonard. Give you 20 something and give you all that defense. No. If you look at a lot of his mixtapes out of Arizona State and then in Kentucky before he got hurt, it was just a defensive beast. And I like what he said today at the media session. He said that him with Wemby allows a team to almost impose their will defensively, allows them to make that space for the offense much smaller. I love what I hear out of that. Unfortunately, he probably won't play in his rookie season. I think it was a red shirt, everybody.
Yeah.
But my stock in him has risen a little bit. I'm still holding out the fact that I need to see how he recovers from the knee issues. He did tell everybody that he does have another scheduled surgery, cleanup work on that, and it's still surgery. So I want to see that, but I've changed my stance a little bit on him. Not as down on him. My expectations are a little bit higher when he does come back. Now, Rudy, as far as the, and by the way, you and I got some grief because we were so down on Quaintance on the
Mhm.
comments here. I had to delete some because some people don't know how to be respectful. But
I don't even
let,
read the comments. I'm
yeah,
sorry. I don't ever read
oh,
them.
well, I
So
probably saved you some headache there, because some fans, it's just a game, all right? It's just a game.
now you got me
Uh,
curious. This is
well, I
fun.
deleted them, so I saved you some headaches there. Now let's talk about the second round picks. Now, second round picks. Let's be honest, Rudy. The two guys that they got, who was that? Jacoby Gillespie,
Gillespie,
yeah, Jacoby Gillespie, and Marquis Brown, I believe that's it is. Um,
Malik Brown.
Malik Brown. Thank you.
Yeah.
They're probably not going to play in the Spurs system. Now, don't get me wrong, Gillespie, he's definitely guard insurance. I mean, he has incredible athleticism for his size. And speaking of his size, during his introductory conference, I love what he said. He flat out said that he knows that he is a little guy. He understands that. But you know what, though? He said that made him tougher. They made him stronger, and it also made him more of a dog. I like to see that. This guy is a bucket getter. So, knock on wood, nothing happens major to any of the Spurs rotation guards next season.
Mhm.
But they got a guy, and that guy you see on your screen right there with Gillespie. Woo, woo, my God. What's up, Rocky? They got almost instant offense and a guy who's not afraid to get into the paint and go against the trees. I see him as being that pesky JJ Barea. Like how does he keep on
Yeah.
scoring? That kind of thing there. And then of course for Brown, again, a guy that I think they're going well, first of all, they love his defense. And by the way, you heard everybody you're joining right now. The Spurs definitely had a type in this draft. It was just a lot of defenders and a
Big
lot
man.
of big defenders.
Yeah.
But what do you think about Brown? He was the Spurs' last pick in the second round.
I actually like the drafting of Malik Brown. I think Tim Gonzalez in here said, Rudy's going to love it because he's a Duke guy. But yeah, he did come from Duke University. Basically, it's the same trend, the same path that they went with Jaden Quaintance and also with Terrace Reed. It's a big body, a guy that can play defense. He's a very agile and versatile defender, can actually really guard on the perimeter as well. Very, very raw on the offensive side, pretty much a non-factor on the offensive side, unless you're going to lob it up to him.
Yeah, sure.
Doesn't really have a reliable jump shot. So he's more of an insurance guy, just kind of like I said, he's one of those guys that he's going to be in the paint area. He's going to just cause damage, but he can defend on the perimeter. So a guy you can use, but I mean, is he going to really make the roster? Probably not. He's probably going to be an Austin guy. If anybody gets injured and maybe, there's a trade happening where you got to fill the roster while the trade's going down, he's going to be the guy to come in. And that's what I think about Malik Brown. I mean, good pickup for them in that late round, but again, a guy that's going to probably get like the Harrison Ingram treatment, just kind of stick around in Austin. If he sticks with the Spurs, maybe he gets picked up by another team. Same thing with Jacoby Gillespie, very good scorer. I mean, can score the ball, but the problem is he's a 6'1" scoring guard, and that's very small. But on the other hand, he's not much of a distributor, and that's kind of where if you see a 6'1" guard, you're hoping that he can play some point guard. He has a little bit of struggle when it comes to that position. So if you kind of use him as just kind of come in the score guest, bucket getter, stuff like that, that's fine. But you got to ask yourself, does he jump David Jones Garcia? Probably not. I mean, you're going to go with David Jones Garcia. I mean, the Spurs have a lot of different guys already in that position. So again, both of these guys, good pickups in the second round, but they're probably going to be Austin bound, and they're probably going to be in Austin until they so happen to get called up. But I mean, you can't go wrong with both guys in the second round.
No, you can't. And again, don't be surprised also when it comes to Quaintance that once he does get back to spend some time in Austin to get some reps in before he makes the jump to the NBA. The Spurs did that with Zach Collins when they signed him.
Yeah.
They did it with Tony Parker when he was coming off an injury. Now, for Parker, get this, you remember this? They brought the Austin Spurs to San Antonio for Parker. But the point is, the Spurs do have a history of utilizing the G League Austin Spurs system to get guys right physically before they play an NBA game. So that'll probably happen for Acquaintance. Don't jump in. Oh my God, he's Austin bound. He must not be worth the pick. No, that's just par for the course for the Spurs. But overall, because we got some bigger news coming up in just a few seconds here. If I look at the entire first round and the entire second round and who the Spurs grabbed and selected, I know I believe I think I gave him a B or a B minus. I think I gave him a B minus after the first round. I'm going to bump it up to a B plus. What hurts not for an A is, again, the question mark regarding the health of Quaintance once he does get right after that's what's still holding back. I got to see how he responds. And I have no doubt the kid will, and I hope he does. And I hope he becomes that defensive beast that the Spurs can pair with Wemby. But I'm going to bump it up collectively, first round, second round draft picks as to a B plus. What about you?
Keep it at a B. I mean, a B plus. I mean, I'm still more on the B tendon than I am the B plus side. But I mean, again, not bad picks at all. Very good picks. I mean, like I said, I was curious earlier when you said you had to delete comments. I can't imagine the hate that you and I were getting, because I don't think we were so negative on Jaden Quaintance. It was the fact that
we were getting super now, apparently.
Well, I mean, you're getting a guy coming off of an ACL injury. You don't know if he's going to be the same type of player. You don't know if he's going to have the same type of explosion. So how are you supposed to grade a guy as high? I mean, yeah, he's supposed to have been a lottery pick at least.
Yeah.
Before the injury, he was probably top 5. I mean, easily. But then you also look at the fact that you draft him at 20. Remember, you're not going to get a guy at 20 that's going to come in and, like most Spurs fans feel that probably hate on us, are saying, well, he should be, backing up to Victor right away, or he should be starting right next to Victor. He brings that defensive presence out. you're buying all the media bull crap that they're feeding you, and you're trying to, be this own GM in your own head. It doesn't work like that. Jaden Quainton's coming off of an injury. You have to first see how he's going to be able to come off that injury. Is he going to still be explosive? Is he still going to be the same type of player that he was pre-injury? But not only that, you're getting a very raw, talented offensive player. He's going to put a lot of work on the offensive side, Jeff. He's a defensive-minded guy.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of his highlights in college were basically, blocking shots left and right. And yeah, he could bring it up the court, but the NBA is a faster game. You're not going to expect him to dribble the ball up the court. You see Wemby struggle at times dribbling that ball up the court. So Jaden Quainton is not on Wemby's level when it comes to being an offensive type of player.
Yeah.
But we were apparently we were negative. I was also positive, and you were too. Look at the defense that he brings. I mean, he's got a remarkable talent when it comes to finding that ball on the defensive side.
Right.
He has great recovery time. I mean, everything you see from Jaden Quainton is exactly the type of player you need, of course, when healthy. So I can't give him above a B. I can give him maybe a B plus for this draft. I like the Terrace Reed Jr. move, but again, if you're expecting Terrace Reed to come in and be the 7th guy on the roster, 8th guy on the roster, as of right now, it's not happening. They're going to have to be able to develop these kids to become that 8th, 9th guy on the roster, because you've got at least 9 guys ahead of them, maybe 10. So yeah, that's why I can't go above a B right now.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to see 3 of the 4 Spurs rookies in action in Summer League starts. There's going to be a Summer League training camp, a mini camp, in the next week. I mean, it's going to be quick.
I think Summer League starts next week. Well, roughly,
so
the early part.
So there you have it. We'll get a good glimpse again. But I want to circle back to Brown. Don't expect him to light up the stat sheet. He's not a scorer. This guy is just a defensive beast. But overall, you can see where the Spurs were going in this draft. As Brian Wright said, they had a type. Oh, they definitely had a type. Big defenders. The only outlier was Gillespie, but even then, he was a pesky defender at Tennessee as well. And again, I think he was just more of an insurance policy for the guards that Spurs have right now, rotation. But overall, I think it was a successful Spurs 2026 NBA draft for the most part. Were there names on the board that should have been wearing silver black right now? Maybe. But, I mean, you can't go wrong. I know Quainton's with the knee and the ACL, the surgery, but he was projected to be top 10, and Spurs, in theory, got themselves a top 10 player. Will he recover and play like a top 10 player remains to be seen. And I mean, kudos for that deal with Denver. I mean, to get a Reed, that was a fleece right there. I mean, good job. Hey, and they used their draft picks. What do Spurs fans always say, Rudy? Oh, you got all these picks, you got to use them. Well, they used 3 second-round picks, so they unloaded some of those. See, they're using it, they're investing them wisely, and they got themselves some beef with Reed. They got themselves a dog with Gillespie. His words. You got 2 capable defenders at the forward spot with Quainton's and Brown. And with Quainton's, you got yourself, just a bully, a guy who's gonna just get in there and be that enforcer type. And again, Reed said he doesn't mind doing the dirty work too. So overall, I give them a B plus. I'm gonna bump it a bit. We'll see how the rookies pan out in Summer League. All right, when we get back, we're taking a quick break here, but we're gonna be discussing the latest rumor, and that is a number 2 guy.
Not me.
Not you. We're gonna be discussing the latest rumor about Kawhi possibly being open to returning to the Spurs, and then Vegas has the Spurs among the top 3 teams where LeBron could land next season. We're gonna discuss all of that and more right here on this live episode of Spurs in Focus. Make sure to follow Rudy on X at The Sports Answer. Follow me on X at Jeff G Spurzone.
As the new leader of the Decepticons, I command you to subscribe to Spurs in Focus.
Got Panthro making his debut here on Spurs in Focus. Welcome back, everybody. You're watching a live episode of Spurs in Focus right here on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify. Don't forget the Substack. Spurs in Focus Substack is completely free. And again, we thank you for making Spurs in Focus your first and only spot for all things San Antonio Spurs. All right, Rudy, a little birdie told me that you are leading the charge to see LeBron James wear silver and black next season. You're actually the man behind the Vegas odds that they got to see King James in San Antonio. Rudy, is that true?
Yeah, man. If the Spurs and Focus fans always watching the show, they understand that I was talking about this and Derek was talking about this about a week or two ago.
Were
The possibility of it happening again. Honest, I mean 55% that it happened, so it's more than 50-50. The biggest key you got to remember, Jeff, is that the Lakers just re-signed Austin Reeves to that damn near
lot of money
max
too.
deal. I mean, you're investing in Luka, you're investing in Austin Reeves. If LeBron, takes a pay cut with the Lakers, I mean, you can maybe see it happen if he wants to stay. But then you look at the fact that he probably has 1, maybe 2 good years left in his system. He wants to go out a champion. He wants to try to tie Kobe and Tim Duncan at 5 rings. So maybe even surpass him if he can with a good team. So he's not going to do that in LA. They're still having big man issue. I mean, they're still got a lot of questions in LA. So why not go to a team like San Antonio or anywhere else that gives him a better opportunity to compete for a title in his last few years in the league? What he can do with San Antonio is just kind of basically come as a free agent if he wanted to. And Spurs can maybe convince him to take maybe a little bit more than the mid-level exception. I mean, the worst thing you want to see is for him to sign with the Lakers just to get traded, because the sign and trade would get kind of San Antonio with the numbers that he's looking at. But if he wants to win, coming to San Antonio gives him his best option. That's why he's probably the third. There's 3 teams in the league Vegas has, Spurs being one of them. It makes a lot of sense. They can give him a team-friendly deal. You don't lose any player. You keep Fox, you keep Harper, you keep Castle, Wemby. The crew comes back, and you're adding a LeBron James who was pretty dominant in the playoffs without Luka Doncic.
Right.
You're not going to ask LeBron to be the man, but I mean, when he has to take over a la the fourth quarter in certain NBA final games, I wouldn't mind putting the ball in his hand when the team is struggling.
Well, according to BetUS Sportsbook, the Spurs had the 3rd best odds to land James. Now, it's big odds, plus 1,500, right behind the Cavaliers at number 1, where he'll take his services next to. That's plus 300, the best odds. And then the second best odds go to the Warriors at a plus 400. You see the big drop after that. Then it's the Spurs at plus 1,500. But nevertheless, Vegas has San Antonio, at least a top 3 team there. No, overall, I get, the allure of it. King James in San Antonio with Wemby and oh my God, it writes itself, the ticket sales, must-see TV, road games, jersey sales, all that stuff. I get all that. But I think the Spurs are trying to build around the rising core, Castle, Harper, Wemby, Vassell. This is a team that just came off a 60-plus win regular season, made a trip to the finals without him. Okay?
Okay.
I think the Spurs' priority is continuity and development and adding complementary players to the young core. He's 41 years old, dude. He doesn't fit their timeline. He's going to be 42 in a few months.
But you only have him for a year, maybe 2 at the most.
I mean, you're willing to take what? He can't be a 6th man, an 8th man role?
Well,
he ain't starting.
Why won't you start him?
No.
Why not?
No.
What's the problem not starting?
8 minutes away from Champagne? I mean, this is a guy, LeBron James. I mean, what did he average from the 3 line last year?
I have to get that, but I mean,
I'll get him right now. But go ahead.
So, I mean, the thing is, I am not a LeBron James fan by all means. I respect the guy's game. I love his games. He's one of the most
last season, 32% from 3.
Okay. So, I mean, a respectable, I guess 32%, because he's never been a really knockdown 3-point shooter. But I mean, you almost have to start him. You're going to probably go maybe Fox, Harper, Castle, LeBron, Wemby. I mean, you're taking Devin away from the starting lineup. You're taking Julian Champagne away from the starting lineup. I mean, did we say one time, Jeff, that if you're in it, if you're a coach and you're a staff, that you're in it for the feelings, you're in the wrong job? I mean, feelings aside, idle? I mean, or do you want to, well, hey, let's play nice. And, Devin, you're a starter, so we're going to keep you a starter. Julian, you're a starter. We're going to keep you a starter. LeBron, you're coming in, but we're going to give you those 17 minutes a game, 20 minutes a game,
Mhm.
stuff like that. If you bring in LeBron James, you're not bringing him in to ride the pine. There's no way to do that. He can go, to, Cleveland and do that and maybe get more
Yeah.
minutes better. He can, hell, Jeff, he can even go to OKC and get a starting spot there. Would you rather see him in OKC or rather see him in San Antonio?
Yeah, have that circus over there. Go ahead.
It's a circus, but that automatically makes them the favorites if he does that.
Mhm.
You got to call a spade a spade. If you want LeBron James here, you're going to have to play LeBron James. And that's something that Spurs fans got to get up. They got to get on board with. But in all likelihood, he's rumored to come to San Antonio. But like mentioning with Derek, it's just rumors, and rumors are rumors that you take them for what they're worth. I think he's got a good chance coming, but he's only going to come to San Antonio if he's able to be a starter, or he's able to get at least his 27, 28 minutes a game. So, it's tough to say, and that's
Yeah.
you
Well,
mentioned a 60-win team. That's the other thing. I don't know if this team currently constructed, I don't know if they get to 60 wins next year. I got them about 58, 57, 59 wins. I heard him just under
60 again.
It's a tougher Western Conference, man.
At 60. But here's the thing, though. He shot 51% last year, LeBron. So he's not that accurate anymore. The Spurs need spacing. They don't need another guy whose three shot is so, who's in the back end of his career, and he doesn't spread the floor as much anymore. He played 60 games last year with the Lakers, so his durability is now in question. I just think, look, I appreciate the compliment that Vegas is doing, thinking the Spurs are a destination spot, but Cleveland, think about that. He goes to the East. It might be an easier path for him to get to the finals. Joining that Cleveland team would really help them more so than the Spurs.
Yeah, but he's not beating anybody in the West. If he goes to Cleveland, you're still playing with James Harden, unless they give up James Harden. You're still playing with James Harden, who's non-existent in the playoffs. Then you've got Donovan Mitchell. You think Donovan Mitchell wants to take a backseat to LeBron James? Probably not. The only way this happens is if the Lakers are trading for Jared Allen, which we've heard rumors around that. But again, LeBron in Cleveland, yeah, it looks great on paper. I can see them obviously making the finals. Maybe they're the top team in the East. I just don't see it going anywhere in the finals. There's too many guys there that want the ball in their hand, that need the ball in their hand. And you're asking about LeBron James having the ball in his hand. One thing you got a question for San Antonio, Jeff. Outside of Dylan Harper, didn't seem like anybody wanted the ball in the finals there in the end of the game. So why not get one of the greatest players of all time to have the ball in his hand? Maybe not to actually score the ball, but to be that distributor who's been there before in games like this. There's different ways you can look at as to why he's a positive. And the only negative that I think a lot of people see is, well, he's 41. He's too old. He's probably going to dominate the ball. Not necessarily. You want a guy in clutch time. And that's something that you even said. We don't have a clutch player. This guy's been in X number of finals. This guy's won X number of titles. This guy's been in more clutch moments than all of these players on this roster combined. So, positives outweigh the negatives, man.
For me, the negatives outweigh the positives because he ain't going to settle for a mid-level exception. I tell you that much. He ain't going to do that. He ain't going to do that.
Probably not.
The Spurs are not going to disrupt their salary situation and
they shouldn't
get closer to those aprons and those dreaded aprons. That ain't going to happen. I think the Spurs are better suited looking elsewhere for veteran presence. For me, it's a guy like Hachimura. He solves everything that the Spurs need right now. Everything. That one guy, he solves everything. It's not LeBron. I think he'll be a massive disruption. I really think he will.
He could be, but say it's a mid-level exception for 2 years. Are you okay with that?
No, I still don't.
Not even for the mid-level exception.
No, No.
Not even if it doesn't work out, you can trade him because it's a MLE. I mean, every team has enough room for a mid-level exception.
Yeah, I just don't see it working in San Antonio. I think, and especially for the Spurs, I think in their mind this would be a distraction for this young squad.
I
The
don't,
circus, the
man.
media circus, the attention, the questioning. Oh, LeBron this and LeBron that. You ever seen two players? I think it'll just be too much. We already have that already with Wemby. You don't need another guy there.
And we saw how the Wemby treated it at the end of the season when going from one of the best media guys to a guy that the media is starting to say, well, I don't know if I want to ever talk to this guy again or interview him because he's going to give me great Popovich answers. I
Mhm.
mean, so I get the media circus, but you can also get, Wemby learning from LeBron in those clutch moments. I think Perry brought it up. We didn't have a guy come down during crunch time. I would have rather had the ball in Bron's hands or, somebody else's hands who's been there. Hell, give me Pascal Siakam at times, man, at crunch time. We've seen him up there for Indiana coming through crunch time. You need a crunch time player. You need a veteran. This is not a youth movement that I'm talking about. Oh, youth is terrible. No, it's nothing like that. These guys got to the finals. They just didn't have that guy in the moment. And who knows? It could have been Harrison Barnes for all we knew. I don't know. But obviously the moment was too big for De'Aaron Fox. It was too big for Stephon Castle and Wemby. When your best player is a rookie, that says a lot, man.
Yeah. I hear your positives. I understand them, but ultimately, and as for the Spurs, I think they may consider that skipping steps, whatever the hell that means. I think
Yeah,
they'll
I could see
consider that as skipping steps, and they'll say, "No, we're good." It would be interesting if Popovich was still coaching. He didn't have the stroke. I wonder if that would change things because you know
who knows, man.
they had a bromance, man. But
That could be a reason why he comes too. I mean, Pop is still involved.
I guess, but not on the court. He solves, yes, he does solve. He solves things such as leadership, mentorship, championship experience, all that stuff. I get that, but he can chase his rings with Cleveland. Go chase your or the Warriors. Go do that.
He's not
Go
getting
do
them in Cleveland. He's not getting them in Golden State.
that.
He gets them with San Antonio. He gets it with the OKC Thunder. Maybe if he goes to Boston, I can maybe see that, but even Boston's kind of a no. Maybe he goes to Detroit. Detroit, he could possibly get a ring there. There's very few teams that he can win a ring with right now. So if he wants to ring chase, then he's going to have to understand it's going to cost probably his salary.
Yeah.
But if he wants to just play 2 years and go wherever to get as much money as possible, then he's probably not going to win a ring with the team that he goes to.
And for me, again, I go back to the spacing issue. His is not the same athletic, explosive LeBron anymore. Those days are over. He'll get you 1 or 2 a season, but the consistent game in, game out guy, that's long gone. Wemby needs shooters around him. They need floor spacers. The Spurs solved something as far as getting bigs next to him, so check. Now they need floor spacers because they would have that Champagny, and we saw the development of the shot from like at Harper and Vassell. But I think they still need floor spacers. That ain't LeBron anymore. Now he's a career 34-35% from the 3 line. But towards the back end of his career right now, he's been very, very streaky. And what about load management? What if they have to load manage him? So there's that. I can see that. Like,
I mean, you could load manage him. You're not asking for LeBron James to be, Cleveland Cavalier LeBron James or Miami Heat LeBron James. You're asking LeBron James to just be the player that he has been the past couple of years. That's it. I mean, we're not asking, like I said, you're not asking him to be all NBA LeBron James. You don't need that. You just need him to you get him to come in. He averages 16, 17 a game, gets those few rebounds here and there, but controls. See, the one thing I didn't like LeBron is like, he was ball dominant. He needs this and that. But the key word that I always used was he was always in control of the ball. Well, I could use a person of his caliber in control of the ball during winning time. I think that makes a difference to me. A player, like I said, that's been there. And I think that's what would have helped San Antonio last year. They beefed up the front court with those draft picks that they got. Are they going to be ready this year? Maybe, maybe not. But they did beef them up for the future. Now you need a closer. Wherever it comes from, you need a closer. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the biggest, and you definitely need shooting. I mean, you definitely need shooting. I think one of the guys mentioned in here that you got to get Sam Penny's not a true clutch shooter or sniper right now. There's not very many snipers out there. I mean, let me throw a guy out there. Say you get LeBron at a mid-level, and then you can go get another veteran at another maybe mid-level type thing. What if you brought in a guy like a Chris Middleton just to shoot? I mean, does that waver for you a little bit? Does he move the needle for you? Because Middleton can shoot the lights out of a gym. He's already older. You're not going to count on him to do very much.
Yeah.
I mean, there's shooters out there, but there's not a whole lot of shooters out there that you're going to go, I'm going to pay top dollar for.
Yeah. Yeah. And it is intriguing. Now, again, this is not a rumor. This is just what Vegas is projecting. All right. We'll get into the rumor in about 2 seconds from now. But no, I know you see more pros than cons. I see more cons than pros. I just think the Spurs just need to maintain the course. They don't need to add another. He's still a megastar. Would you say he's technically still the face of the NBA? It's shifting.
No.
It's shifting.
No.
Mm.
He's not the face of the NBA. There's no way.
Well, the point is that he's still a megastar, even if he's the face or not.
Oh, yeah. He is.
And I just think, no, I think the Spurs will ultimately say no, if that. And again, this is not a rumor, it's just Vegas projections, but we're just talking about it because it is the offseason. So we got to think of something. Hey, but no, what do y'all think, everybody? Do you agree with Vegas that the Spurs should be a top landing spot for Mr. LeBron James? Let Rudy know on X at The Sports Answer. Let me know on X at Jeff G Spurs Zone. And Rudy, there's ways that people in the comment section can help us right now with the super chats, huh?
Yeah, so the good thing about a Spurs in Focus is you guys are able to participate by throwing in a super chat for us. Super chat gets you to the top of the line, get your question, get your comment read on air first before everybody else. We literally stop the show if a super chat comes in and we answer your questions, we go over your comments. But again, it supports us on what we do here. Nothing is ever free, as everybody knows. So appreciate all the help that we do get. And again, I mean, we love that you guys participate with us. And from time to time, we're able to give away some giveaways as well from the super chat. So appreciate all the help. And just like I said, the moment that it happens, the moment we get one
I saw it too, Rudy.
from your boy here.
What's up, Austin? We thought you were not going to make it tonight.
No, and you know what? The good thing is I DM'd Austin. His t-shirts came in. I'm shipping that plus his tactical backpack this weekend. So
nice.
Big supporter of the show, Sports Talk with Austin, and appreciate all that he's done for us here. He says, I don't want LeBron on this team because we are building something special here in San Antonio with 65 wins and NBA Finals berth last year. LeBron is going to want a starting role. Who do you move out of the starting five for him? And we did talk about that a little while. So if you move a guy out of the starting five, it's probably going to be Julian, and you're probably going to move Devin if you're going to go with a Fox, Harper, Castle lineup next year. So there's a lot of mixed emotions. I'm for him coming at a certain degree. Jeff's is completely a not coming here, but maybe if it makes sense, it's a great conversation because, like Austin, like I mentioned, the one thing they missed in that finals run was they didn't have a guy in that fourth quarter. I think LeBron, who's been there in many big time playoff games, big time final games, he's failed, he's won, he's been in clutch moments before. Don't necessarily need him to make a shot, but think about it, Jeff. The attention that he draws to himself, probably a double team somewhere in there. Got an open guy. But even at that, you're going to put OG Anunoby on LeBron James in the NBA Finals? That's a tough guard for LeBron to get around. But that means that OG's not guarding a Stephon Castle or a De'Aaron Fox or somebody of that caliber. So the matchup is a little bit better. It's a distraction in some points, man. That's all I'm getting at here.
Man, you're leading the charge to have LeBron James in San Antonio.
I actually got other players I would rather have over him. I'm just saying, you brought him up. I'm giving you my honest opinion. Do you want to respond to Austin there?
Yeah, Austin, I'm with you. I don't think LeBron on this team would work, and I pretty much said that because I think they already proved that they can win without him. They went to the freaking NBA Finals. They won 60 plus games. All right, they beat the defending champs in their gym in Game 7 in the West Finals. They are fine as is. I think you need to bring in role players, and I don't know if LeBron's already at that point where he's considered a role player. He's gonna want money.
He's not.
He's gonna want to get paid. He ain't coming here for no mid-level. I'll be shocked if he's like, sure, I'll go for the MLE. That ain't happening. He still, I think in his mind, Rudy, he still thinks, and Austin, he still thinks he's top dollar guy. And
Can we
rightfully
do a
so.
Bobby Bonilla contract where he gets paid $1 million for the next 40 years or something?
What would you do if you had a Bobby Bonilla kind of deal, man? Can you imagine that one day you get paid and all that money coming to you?
$1 million every year. I think he still has another 10 years? I don't know how many years he has left, but
yeah,
I don't know, man. That. Could you live off of that? Waiting for that check of $1 million?
Could. Yeah.
It gets taxed by the government. I mean, you're not getting the full $1 million. So
yes, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. But
you would know. You have that kind of money.
Okay, moving on. I like with this one. I'm gonna put it on the screen here real fast. Oops, sorry. There it is. I like you need guys like that, like snipers. This guy Sam Hauser out of Boston. Well, that's a sniper right there. That's
Boston ain't let him go.
Yeah, Boston ain't gonna let him go. But my point is, you need those kind of role players, not LeBron James. Well, let's talk about the other rumor now, everybody.
Let me give you one guy who I would take before we go on here.
Okay.
There's one guy I really look at, and that's Kevin Huerter. I mean,
I'll take it too.
When he gets hot, he gets hot. Kevin Huerter is one guy you definitely would look at. Luke Kennard was brought up earlier. Another guy you can definitely look at.
Yep, sure.
Tim Hardaway Jr. Hello, Tim Hardaway Jr. is unrestricted.
Another one.
I mean, there's a lot of guys you can go after, but I mean, if you need snipers, you need snipers, right? I guess. I don't know.
And by the way, I don't think the Spurs team is done dealing and making the roster complete yet.
God, I hope not.
They're not. They're not. We'll see. Well, that's for a whole other show later down the road in the offseason. All right, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this show. And that is everybody's favorite former Spur, Kawhi Leonard. Report/rumor popped up. I think it started during the second round of the draft. That was one of the one of the ESPN analysts. They were having a discussion about the future of Kawhi Leonard with the Clippers. Now, he does have one more year left on his contract with LAC, but if LA wants to deal him, where would he go? You had a Yahoo Sports O'Connor come out and say, well, there's four teams that Leonard would want to go to. One, remain in Los Angeles with the Clippers. Okay, check. Toronto, go back to that stomping ground that he had. The Warriors, I believe, was one of them, and the San Antonio Spurs. Now, of those four teams, the only two teams that he would accept an extension to would be the Raptors and the Spurs. So there it is.
Go figure. Huh?
Kawhi Leonard reportedly open for a return to San Antonio. Now, you want to start with the pros and the cons? With pros and cons first? How do you want to start this one?
I think we jump right in like we did with LeBron James, man. I mean, whether there's
here we go. I'll start off with let's get the pros out of the way. All right, I'll start with the pros.
Okay.
All right. Much like LeBron, a proven veteran, he's a very capable two-way player. He has championship experience. For me, the big one is he fills the freaking need that the Spurs need right now, and that is the power forward spot. I mean, that's it. We're done. He solves it like that. And at least last year, he proved that he was durable. 65 games played in the regular season. For him, that's like a miracle. I might as well say he played all 82. All right. He was an all-star last year. He was all-NBA second team. This floored me, Rudy. Did you know last season he averaged 27.9 points per game, 6.4 rebounds, and 3.6 assists?
Yeah,
Good Lord. Good Lord.
Had he played more, he was in the MVP talk for a while there.
He was in the MVP talk, yeah. And he was also he was top 10 clutch player list. When the final results came out, he was number 10. in that list too. Now, overall, he's an instant threat offensively. He's an instant threat defensively. And especially when Wemby is off the court, you can have him out there, if he's playing without him, and that defense probably doesn't slack as much. That is a deadly combo defensively and offensively for the Spurs. Mm-hmm. So we'll start with the pros. Your thoughts. Any other pros that I missed about Mr. Number 2?
Everything that we talked about with LeBron being clutch on that, NBA Finals moment. You're basically getting an upgraded version of LeBron James. And
Kawhi younger Leonard, in theory too.
Yeah, definitely younger. But the thing with Kawhi Leonard is that he's always been one, since he's developed in the Spurs system, he's always been one who's never shied away from the big shot. And for whatever reason, when he needs to come through, he really does come through for any team that he's played with. You saw the big shot against Philadelphia when he was in Toronto. You saw him, the way he was able to dominate in the NBA Finals as a Raptor. You saw the emergence of him when they won in 2014 in San Antonio, being Finals MVP. Now, barring the injuries that he's been having, he's probably the best player in the NBA if he's not injured. And I'm talking, he's absolutely the best two-way player in the NBA if he's not injured. But overall, he's probably the best player in the league, no doubt about it. Positive wise, three-point accuracy is really good for him. He can knock down every jump shot he takes. He has massive, massive hands, as everybody knows, which makes it very difficult for anybody to take the ball away from him. Defensively, the Spurs are instantly upgraded to top, quadruple A as defensively, because then you're talking about, you have Kawhi, you have De'Aaron Fox, who's a really good perimeter defender. You've got Dylan Harper, who's also capable, Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, Victor Wembanyama. That is tons of defense. Plus, you're adding a guy that can come in when Victor's out. You don't lose any scoring. The defense may struggle a little bit inside the paint, but Kawhi's been known to get blocks in that paint as well. I see more positives for Kawhi coming back than I do for LeBron James signing a mid-level exemption.
Yeah, that I'm on page of. If I had to pick one of the two who I want to see in San Antonio next season, it would be Kawhi over LeBron. And by the way, somebody asked in the chat, how old is LeBron? I'm sorry, Kawhi. 34. He's 34. I can't believe he's that old already. Wow.
He has a good 6 years if he's injury-free, 6-7 years maybe.
Yeah.
At best. But I think ideally 4 years. I'd give Kawhi another 4 years.
Oh, I'm fine with that. Yeah. All right. So those are the pros. All right. Now let's go to the cons. Now, the one you got started with, obviously, is the durability. Sure, he played 60-plus games last year with the Clippers, all right? But overall, his durability is always going to be in question. By the way, remember he said that he, or at least reportedly, would want to come to San Antonio and sign an extension. His durability plus a big extension, that doesn't pan out for me. No. So, you don't want to invest that much money in a guy who's just getting wrecked all the time injury-wise, and you don't want to have a part-time player getting that kind of money.
So you make the less money guaranteed. Base it off of games played. You can definitely do that.
Yeah, I don't know. And then hold on, we'll get to that in a bit. Okay. I just don't. He's not a player who's going to give you. I don't know if he's going to be able to give you 65 games consistently plus.
I think you need him that, but go ahead.
All right. Okay, now going back to the extension. Now, again, remember the report is that he would come to San Antonio on an extension.
Sure.
I think giving him extension and probably having to pay him would hurt the Spurs financially now and into the future. So there's going to be some big bills to pay down the road. Might as well get ready for that now, unless he's willing to take a short term when before those bills get due. Wemby, Castle, Harper. That is something tricky you got to play with the financial side of things. I mentioned his age, he's 34 years old. Yes, he's in theory young, but for the NBA standards, that's already starting the back end of your prime. Now, he's still technically in his prime, but I think he does not fit the Spurs timeline. Again, just like I said for LeBron, I'm going to say for Kawhi, you need role players, not another megastar. You don't need that. And then perhaps another big reason is how he exited San Antonio. Him and Uncle Dennis, who were just
come on.
hated in San Antonio. How the
Correct.
Spurs and that camp parted ways in 2018. He burned bridges with the fan base. He set the Spurs franchise back several years. He was the heir.
Think it was worth it.
Well, yeah, but they, who knows? I mean, they probably could have had a title number 6 by now if he was still here. Look what he did with Toronto. It was just a very messy separation. He practically forced his way out of San Antonio in 2018. I think there's just so many now you were just talking about the cons now, right? So we did the pros and we'll mix it all together in a few seconds. So you mix all that together, Rudy. Man, I am torn. It would be very nostalgic, of course, Leonard coming back to where it all started. But just like I said for LeBron, the Spurs didn't go to the finals without Kawhi Leonard. They do have solid perimeter defenders already, from Castle, who many say that he plays just like Leonard, that same mold. Good offensive, good player, good defensive player. I don't know. For me, I think it's high risk injury and medium reward, because if he's healthy in his standards, usually 60 games. I just think and also too, if you're gonna want Kawhi, you're gonna have to trade for him. You can't. He's not a free agent like LeBron. And I think the Clippers will ultimately, this is where I say no, pass, will want kind of a haul for him back. And I don't think the Spurs are ready to break up this core that just coming off an NBA Finals run. I think that'll do more harm than good by adding Kawhi.
You're not getting, so you say a haul. Basically, his contract is the exact same as De'Aaron Fox's that's starting this coming season.
No, but you ain't trading De'Aaron Fox right now. His name is tarnished right now.
If Kawhi wants out, he wants forced out, as he did in San Antonio. You're going to take whatever you.
Now remember, he's going to want that extension too.
But that's what I'm saying,
and that's why I think
Kawhi said an extension is what, 50. He starts at 53, 54. But I get the extension part. I mean, that to me that's fine. But why not wait to give him the extension at the end of his contract? I mean, you're gonna extend him as soon as he gets to San Antonio. I mean, I guess you could. But you're essentially just paying him maybe $8-9 million more than what you are going to be for De'Aaron Fox. Before I go any further, Jeff, we got another super chat, so let's get this on here.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Further. Austin's back in here, so sorry about being late. I'm really happy about the Terrace Reed Jr. pick. He's rebounding. He's a rebounding monster and plays great D. Would have been a huge help with the rebounding problems we saw in the finals. And yeah, again, Austin, something that Jeff and I mentioned. Acquaintance, if he's not injured, Terrace Reed. I mean, these are big bodies. Again, Terrace Reed for me, he's like a Roy Hibbert type of player. He's going to dominate in the paint. He's going to play aggressive defense. He's going to clog up the paint. And I need a player like a Roy Hibbert on the San Antonio Spurs from when Victor's out, because you saw Cornette just getting lit up left and right. Can he guard on the perimeter? He's not very quick, but I do trust him a little bit more than I do Luke Cornette on the perimeter. So, yeah, Terrence Reed Jr. definitely makes a whole lot of difference. Jeff, what do you got on the Austin's comment there?
First of all, Austin, you don't have to be sorry that you're late, buddy. It's okay, man. You help us out here. It's all good. No, I'm with you. I love the Terrence Reed Jr. pick. I thought the Spurs got over on Denver with that. Oh, let me, for you, Austin, let me put the right picture there that goes in all your comment. There you go. That what he feels exactly what the Spurs needed. You hit it on the head. The rebounding monster. That's what you need. We saw what the Knicks did to the Spurs and the big man department. Not only the Knicks, you saw the Wolves do it, the Blazers do it, the Thunder do it. They just abused the Spurs in the big man department. And I don't know if you heard the interview that Coach Hurley, UConn head coach, did with San Antonio Sports Star a couple of days ago. And he said that Reed Jr. is exactly what the Spurs need. I shouldn't say want. According to Hurley via San Antonio Sports Star, that the Spurs conversations with him is when they looked at Reed and discussed him, it was like, no, that's who we want. That's the type of player we want. And he said it himself at the press conference that he will do the dirty things, the ugly things, that his game is ugly. the Spurs need an ugly style player. And that's the guy right there. He might be the more immediate impact guy for next season than Gillespie or Brown. We know that what's his name? Acquaintance is out practically for the full season. Would not be surprised to see that guy on your screen right now, Austin, getting some burn next season. But yeah. I like the pick. And I think I might have Hurley's exact quote from the interview with the Star here. Yeah, I got it right here. He says, quote, "He's freakishly athletic, freakishly strong. He's got crazy length. He's a guy that's going to finish around the basket. He's going to have simple and efficient post moves. You don't want anybody flashy. Just get the job done."
Yeah.
Hurley also said that Reed is, quote, "going to be an inside-out dominator. I know from conversations I had with the Spurs, that's exactly what they want from him." And here's the other thing, too. Hurley says, "In my conversation with Spurs GM Brian Wright, he saw the value in Terrace, potentially bringing that element to their roster." So, no, I mean, this is just, I think the Spurs really got a gem with this guy. 14.7 points per game with UConn, 9 rebounds, 2.3 assists, 2 blocks. He shot 61% from the field, albeit all in the paint. But, hey, that's what the Spurs need, just a paint presence, and he is that guy.
Yeah,
go for it.
Austin again says Kawhi's pros, great mid-range shot, still clutch, still great defense, give you 25, 30 points per game a night. His cons are he's older and he left the San Antonio Spurs to hang. I'm going to leave this comment up for a while because we were getting into the Kawhi talk. And I mean, you mentioned the cons there. We both mentioned the pros. I mean, a clutch shooter can knock down the three, can knock down pretty much any shot within the perimeter, can get to the basket, just he wants the ball in his hand. And that's the kind of player that you want for a team that's relatively still young. So getting a player like him, I think makes a whole lot of sense and makes everybody on the team just that much better. But then you mentioned the cons, one of them being his age. He's 34. I still think he's got a good 4 years left. I mean, if you get 65, 68 games out of him each year in those 4 years, I mean, you're getting a massive haul. That's a great, thing there for them. But I want to tackle the one thing that everybody harps on, and that's the way he left San Antonio. Let's think about this. We're going off of what the staff said. We're going off of what Tony Parker said. We're going off of what players said. We don't know exactly what happened behind the scenes, and we never will. There's not going to be a Ring of the Row episode of, what happened to Kawhi Leonard in San Antonio. We're never going to get that. So as fans, yes, you're going to be pissed off because a player left your organization the way that he did.
Yeah.
But if you're going to be mad at that, okay, so be it. You mean to tell me that if Kawhi Leonard says, "I'm going back to San Antonio," Spurs are saying, "We want Kawhi Leonard back." If the Spurs want him back, why the hell don't fans want him back? That means the Spurs kind of
fans are petty, you know that.
Hey, and I get your pettiness, but do you want to be mad or do you want to celebrate some parade?
He's gonna have to help bring this team 2 titles for me to forgive him.
Okay, so he comes to San Antonio next year or this coming season. You don't think they're favorites to win the title? I mean, Vegas is going to damn near give them 2-1 odds. I mean, they're going to make them their favorites automatically when a player comes like that. So I totally get the reason why fans don't like him at all and they don't want him coming back and this and that. But again, you're getting a player that, when healthy, is probably the best two-way player in the league that makes a job for De'Aaron Fox, who maybe can't handle the ball in clutch time in San Antonio. Kawhi can take over that spot right there. You saw him do it in San Antonio before. You saw him do it in Toronto. In LA when he's playing, especially this past season, I mean, almost an MVP candidate. I mean, all NBA. You're turning down that opportunity. And yeah, you're going to have to make a deal to where you're probably going to get rid of De'Aaron Fox. Do you trade De'Aaron Fox to LA? Who knows? It could be a 3-way team. And think about it. You have a team that cleared some cap space, and that is the Charlotte Hornets, who could use a point guard right now if we're not, mistaken. So Kobe White's their point guard, but if they were able to get a De'Aaron Fox, maybe send Miles Bridges to the LA Clippers and then Kawhi to San Antonio, that trade does work on paper because all the numbers fit. So the thing can get done, but Spurs fans, you can't harp on what he did to San Antonio. Let bygones be bygones. I mean, if you want to get over the hump, Terrence Reed and Jaden Queens are going to get you there in time. You want to win now, you got to go get a player to win now. And these are some of the guys that you got to go get.
Yeah, that's right. Of the two players we talked about, LeBron and Kawhi, Kawhi is the one that I would lean to and have interest in bringing him back. And as we got a comment here from MP, here it is. Yeah, I think Kawhi is that missing piece because they need a forward. And that's it. Just like I mentioned with Rudy. I'm not trying to compare the players, but you get what I'm going at, that mold, that forward, strong forward with ability to do two things on both ends of the court. But Kawhi, obviously, he had an all-star year last year. But it's interesting. I ultimately think it'll come down to what the Clippers want for him. That's, I mean, I think the Clippers would view him as like a Giannis level of the deal, and they're going to want a haul like that. Look, the Spurs can do it. How many first round, second round picks they got in their bag right now? How many young players do they have on their roster? But I think at the same time, though, because this team went on a finals run last year, I think that's going to hold them back from making a major roster move. I think that's it. I think they do that. Let's just say they make another finals appearance or they come short. I think then they'll think about, breaking up the roster. I just don't see this team breaking up the roster after they overachieved last year.
Bingo. You just said it. And that's something that Derek and I talked about that on our show that's going to come out tomorrow. I asked him, is it overachieved? Or, I mean, are they really that good? Or did they overachieve too fast? Did they peak too fast? And I asked him that because I told him, I don't see them as a 60-win team next year. I mean, we expected them at 44 wins. I'm sure Vegas is going to probably say, oh, they're going to win 60. You can't really go by what, they did this year because we didn't see certain struggles and we didn't see certain injuries that had happened in past years. So to say that they're going to win 62, 63 games again, I think that's kind of far-fetched. I think I've got them at most at 58 going into next year. And even at 58, I'm still kind of like, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be tough. The Western Conference is getting a little bit tougher, and the NBA in general is getting a little bit tougher. You got to remember, Indiana Pacers are not going to be bad this year. Halliburton's coming back. The Utah Jazz, they pretty much reloaded. And remember, there's no tanking this year. I mean, if you tank, you're the worst team in the league, you get the worst chances to get the number one pick. So every team's going to be playing like they're vying for something. Not only that, we've seen a lot of teams make moves. The Minnesota Timberwolves, yes, they got bad when they got LaMelo Ball to pair up with Anthony Edwards, but still, they could be a problem. You saw the Charlotte Hornets, they got better. I mean, they were able to get Naz Reid, and their starting five is looking really, really good. You're talking about the Utah Jazz, they're getting better. I mean, a lot of teams are getting better. San Antonio cannot just sit in the wind and be like Denver and do nothing. They've got to make some kind of move somewhere.
Or Houston, man. Do they want to do anything?
I mean, Houston's another one, and Houston right now is shopping Şengün and Durant. So they're trying to make some kind of moves, but at the same time, you want to focus on, well, the Spurs won 62. They got to the NBA Finals. We don't want to disrupt that. I call BS because other teams are disrupting their success and they're getting better. I mean,
but those other teams didn't make a finals run.
OKC was on the verge. OKC was on the verge.
But OKC hasn't made a big swing right now. They drafted well.
They cleared cap space.
Okay, but they still, as of this show, they haven't made anything.
No, they haven't made anything. But I mean, you're talking about an OKC team when healthy is gonna compete with San Antonio. I mean, are you better based off of 1 year? Are we better than OKC? If an OKC team is healthy, completely healthy,
okay,
are the Spurs better than OKC?
You're probably gonna give me grief for this, but I'm gonna say yes. They are.
Okay, no, that's fine. I mean,
they are.
But we're basing it off of one season. We really are basing it off.
And the regular season that the Spurs dominated.
They dominated. They did.
Except for one they got smoked.
But I just don't want to see them say we've got our 9 guys and we're good. It doesn't work like that because one guy just didn't completely show up at the end, and that's Cornet.
Yeah.
So you got to get better in that sense.
Yeah.
You
Well,
need
again, the
shooters.
Spurs did address that in the draft.
But they in the draft, but we're talking about guys that need to develop still. I mean,
Yeah.
Terrace Reed.
Well, that's why I said I don't think they're done. Sorry, I don't think they're done constructing the roster. They're not.
They can't.
They can't be. No way.
And that's what I'm saying. I just don't want them to just say we're good with who we have. I'm glad with it. That puts you around 50 wins, 55 wins. But if you want to get back to that 60, you're going to need a guy that can close out games. You're going to need a guy that can show up. You're going to need a guy that can come in, back up Victor, equal to or better than Cornet did in the regular season. There's still some questions that need to be answered, and we can't use the draft to say, well, we drafted all the big guys. We're good. One guy's out. He's probably going to be out for the year. Another guy's a rookie who we still don't know how he's going to play in the system. And the other two guys in the second round, I mean, they're probably Austin bound for pretty much all year. So it's hard to say. You got another super chat, man. So if you want to get into that, we can.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, bring it up.
With Austin, it says, I understand the NBA's business and stuff happens. I can see your side, Jeff, but I also see Rudy's side. I have made peace with it. I mean, the Spurs just went to the NBA Finals. Holding grudges only hurt you. Let's enjoy the ride.
Okay, fine. You want to enjoy the ride, Austin? Great. I'm down with that. All right. But we still got to get on that ride, roller coaster, bumper cars, whatever it is, with the bumper cars that brought you there. The bumper car is going to be all messed with the Clippers, that is. They're going to want some of those bumper cars during their way. And this is a Spurs team that I think they would have, you have to send us some major components to the Clippers.
So,
and I know you're talking about Fox. I get that, but I don't think Fox is enough for the Clippers.
Well, I mean, we're talking, okay, so Fox, and obviously you give them 3 draft picks, 3 number ones, maybe two unprotected and 2 swaps.
Oof. I gotta sit on that. If
you really believe in the big guys, then send them Cornet. I don't care. Doesn't bother me.
I think you'll be fine with that too.
I mean, yeah,
they Cornet, but I know they're not.
The Clippers right now are either going to lose Kawhi for nothing or get whatever they can.
Yeah.
Now remember, they're not going to trade. They're not going to pull a Greg Popovich and ship him to Toronto or a place he doesn't want to go. They're not going to do that because he can just say, well, I'm not going to go. I mean, that's the thing, is that I think, Pop was good enough and RC were good enough to get something in return from Toronto. But in this situation, I don't think it happens like that, because it goes back to earlier what you said, Jeff. Who's going to trade for Kawhi Leonard knowing he's only a 1-year rental?
Exactly. There's only that's what he said. He said he would sign an extension with the Raptors and the Spurs.
So he's holding them hostage right now. Right now, Toronto, I guarantee you, they're scrambling. They're putting.
No, I think he's better off going to Toronto, to be honest, than he is San Antonio.
And that is completely fine. But then you're back to square one with the Spurs.
But I think they can address this issue with the forward, with the like just for example, with a Rui Hachimura. Well, where else is out there?
I'll say this: reports are coming out that Mitchell Robinson is unlikely going back to the New York Knicks.
I would take him in a heartbeat. There's your problem. Problem solved.
Exactly, and that's what the other thing too. People were like, "Oh, the Knicks back to back." I told y'all way after they won that championship, the same team ain't coming back. James Dolan, he's dying happy because he won his title. He ain't paying no more luxury tax. He's not getting close to the apron. James Dolan is done paying for a title because he's already got one. So now you're going to see the Knicks break up part 2.
Oh my God. Can you imagine that guy on your screen right now? Everybody back wearing silver and black again?
I can.
I know you can, Rudy.
Jacob Eric.
It'll be hard for me. It'll be hard for me to see him again. It'll be difficult,
Jeff,
and it is because I'm still holding a grudge.
You wake up tomorrow and it says breaking news.
Lord.
Kawhi Leonard being traded back to the San Antonio Spurs.
You know what? I think this much, a lot of Spurs fans will change their mind quick too.
Do you realize how many Spurs fans are going to try to dig up that Kawhi jersey?
Kawhi jersey. The bobbleheads are coming back on their desk.
I think I still have the bobblehead somewhere.
Yeah, I think you showed it off one time. It's a fascinating question. Again, ultimately, I don't think either LeBron or Kawhi land in San Antonio. I think, at least for Kawhi, I think he'll stay in the Clippers. They need a face of the franchise right now. So unless they're willing to blow it up, and start from scratch. But hey, Ballmer has to pay for that building, man. He has to pay. He pays some tickets, so he needs some star power in a Clippers uniform. But what do y'all think about Kawhi? Should the Spurs say, "F it, come on back, Kawhi. Let's make a deal, Clippers"? Let us know. Let Rudy know on X at the Sports Answer. Let me know on X at Jeff G Spurs Zone. The chat is popping, Rudy. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm gonna go through. You can go through some of them. I'm gonna go back to the top here. Rogue was in here, says, "What's good, fellas? How you doing?" Tim,
All right, buddy.
Jeff, the Malik Brown Duke player, Rudy's gonna love it. Of course, I don't love Duke players, Tim, but it is what it is. When will Stephon Castle be a Hall of Famer on a Hall of Fame path in your mind?
We're not even close to that yet.
Yeah, I mean, not close. I got pulled back from Derek when I said, "Is Wemby even a Hall of Famer right now?" And he says, "Yes." Why would you ask that? I said, "I don't know."
Of course, you don't believe he's generational, so.
Oh, you won't
I'm not
convince me of that
surprised.
just yet. You won't convince me of that yet. But Steph Castle Hall of Fame, way too
Too soon. It's way too soon.
way too soon. Rocky says, "What's up, gentlemen?"
What's up, Rocky? Rocky used to be with y'all's guy, your show back in the day.
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah.
We missed the Rock. We're gonna have to have a reunion day one time here. If you had a crystal ball, which one of these guys? Which one? I see a mural first. Which one?
But hey, I think LeBron will go first.
Well, between Quaintance and Reed.
Can the rookies? I want the rookie class.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if they're going up right now. Probably had Rudy Seafood on the south side.
not my place. No way. Heck no. Quaintance, I would probably go both. Yeah, I think they both get an average one.
Yeah.
Malik Brown's a 4-year guy. He averaged 5 points a game.
Offense from him, Tim.
It's all defense. Who makes the biggest impact among the rookies this year, barring JQ plays, Jeff?
So if JQ's not playing, is the question? It's obviously Reed. Reed
Yeah.
make the biggest impact. Yeah.
It's Terrace Reed if he gets the playing time this year specifically.
Yeah, it's Reed. It's Reed.
Can we get the doc on to talk Jaden Quinn's cleanup surgery for the
You know what? I was thinking about that. I'm gonna reach out to him soon. See if he wants to come on and chat it up.
That would be good to get him on. Who does Jalen Quinton's remind you of in a former Spurs player?
Well, knee-wise, DeJuan Blair. But
definitely.
Yeah. But man.
That's a good one.
That's a good question. What mold would he be? He's all defense, minimal offense. I mean, Dennis Rodman, I guess.
Maybe.
Rodman.
I don't know why I'm thinking a player like maybe a Nazim Muhammad.
Francisco Elson. No, you know what? Alberto
wasn't a very great defender though. And I don't know if he was. That's a good question. I'm going to go maybe like a Nazim Muhammad would be good.
Nazim Muhammad would be the best one.
Okay, I think I got one.
What is it?
Without the offensive game, he reminds me of a Charles Bassey, sort of.
That's a good one.
Bassey can play defense. He got up and down the floor. He can block shots.
He had hops, man.
So I think maybe like a Charles Bassey right now going into the season, potentially a non-offensive, and this is my ceiling, so I could be wrong. But a very poor man, Dikembe Mutombo, defensive type player.
No,
just around the rim, blocking shots, not really offensive minded, stuff like that. Terrace Reed is going to pop off, guaranteed.
Fine with me. Allow him to pop off.
I don't know how much we're going to get out of him. Obviously, they're going to take time to develop their rookies. It was a great draft. They got what they needed, and they got the players that they needed.
They got exactly what was kicking their ass in the postseason run.
Where's Jacob Eric to talk Kawhi return rumors? Yeah, we got that. How about Castle, Fox, Kawhi, LeBron, and Wemby as your starters, Jeff? I don't know if they can pull those two.
I don't think they can pull that off, Tim. That's a NBA 2K gaming right there.
Imagine if they did. That's at least a 70-win team.
Well, I could tell you, Castle Fox is not a Spur anymore.
Probably Fox. So throw Harper, Castle, Harper, Kawhi, James, and Wemby. That is possible. I won't say it's not. It is possible. How crazy would it be to see LeBron on an HEB commercial? Honestly, it's about being healthy and hot at the end of the regular season. That's all that matters. If we have 60 wins, that's just icing on the cake.
Fine with me.
Again, I'll take the
It-
55.
and anything, if they do fall short of 60, I think it'll be not because they're not capable of it. It's just because they learned about pacing themselves and
Yeah.
baseball management. Kips in some games they sacrifice towards the end, for the greater good.
Spot on. The games that mattered. We could not close it when it came down to crunch time. Spot on. That was when we were talking about LeBron James, and I said you need a clutch guy there.
Remember, Kawhi was top 10 clutch player of the year, guy. So he finished top 10. Yeah.
Let's calm down, Jeff. It's Rui, not Anthony Davis. Your love for
No,
Rui.
I never compared him to Anthony Davis. I just said Rui is the type of mold of a forward you need, and if it is Rui, then problem solved for the Spurs.
Definitely. They still need a sniper. Champagne is too streaky when the time counts.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think they still need more snipers. Yeah.
They do. They need more shooters. Are you on board with Rui from the Lakers probably coming?
Yes, I am.
This Tuesday.
I am.
I think we both are. I wouldn't mind seeing Rui Hachimura as a Spur. That would definitely be good. Jeff-Luc Kennard.
Sure. If they were apart, I
They're asking.
don't know if he's a free agent, but that's the guy we need. A player like that.
Yeah, Kennard is a free agent. I think he's unrestricted too, so we might be able to grab him there.
Bring him on.
How many games in the playoffs did Steve Kerr and Ori gave us? I think that was during our LeBron.
But at that time, the need was spacing and veteran presence. A young Tim Duncan, Parker, and I don't know if Manu was there yet, but they filled the need, and the Spurs filled that need this year in the draft with bigs.
If the Spurs trade, they should go with KJ, Cornette, and a pick in 2028. Kawhi is what they need, but I don't know. I think he just wants money and cares more about the organization.
Cares nothing about
the organization. I don't know, man. You might have to do an entire show just on Kawhi Leonard.
I think so.
Not KJ. He meant Fox. Says Rudy shot 39% of the regular season, shot over 50%. He's 6'8". You mentioned about Sam Hauser.
Exactly. We talked that. Yeah.
Spurs definitely need free agency help, especially OKC. OKC are favored now.
Ooh, slim lead though. Slim.
But it goes back to what I said earlier.
Yeah.
Are they better than OKC?
Slim.
I mean, it goes back to that, man. LeBron's too much of a distraction.
Yeah, I agree.
LeBron, not a landing spot for the Spurs. Rui's a role player, better fit, sharpshooter in the playoffs. He took out Houston, can guard pretty good as well. I think Damon, this guy as well. John Collins is another guy that.
How many years have the Spurs been chasing John Collins since his Utah days?
Probably since
his Atlanta days. Yeah.
Probably since he was in diapers is what I'm gonna go with. If he takes a salary cut, get him. How old is Kawhi? Spurs series. Good evening. What is up? I'm home. If we can get Kawhi without giving up much like D Fox, I would say yes, but as much as I would never root for Kawhi. Got to get over that.
Still there. That pettiness is still there. Boys.
I always say team first and leave out your personal feelings out if he can bring a championship to the Spurs, and I know he can.
Rudy's point. That's one of Rudy's big points.
Got another talk.
Oh, here we go. What's up, Austin?
Jaden acquaintance is like Michael Porter Jr. got busted out, got drafted out of Missouri with the back issues, but turned out to be a great player and an NBA champion. I'm hoping this for Jaden acquaintance as well.
Yeah,
again, I think, I mean, injury wise, very good comp on the injury wise. I really think that the Jaden acquaintance pick is an A for where they got him. I give it a B because I need to see where he comes in off that injury. For all I know, he could come in like a barn burner and boom, injury doesn't matter. He's good. I'm okay with that. Then I'm like, you know what? Perfect. Absolutely perfect. It's cinema. So that I like the comparison. I want to give them a higher grade. I just need to see how he comes back from injury.
Yeah,
it's not.
It's waiting. It's TBD right now.
Yeah, it's definitely to be determined. But I mean, definitely great comparison there when it comes off the injury, because had he not been injured, guy's a top 5 pick. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. A top 5 pick in any other draft. Yes, sir. Role player, Spurs bar. Give me DeMar DeRozan off the bench. His contract already paid, and he's an unrestricted free agent. 18 last season.
He got enough guards already. Swing guys.
Well, he could play the small forward. I mean, off the bench, Jeff. You're bolstering that bench.
Moving
about it. I do trust him on the perimeter. He's talking about Terrace Reed. I mean, I do trust him on the perimeter more than I do Luke Cornette.
I think Reed can even be a backup for Cornette. We saw how much he got gas last year.
Yeah, Kawhi can give you at least 20 and 10. He won't have to play a lot of minutes, 20, 25 minutes, Victor only plays 28 minutes.
Clippers want, and what kind of money does Kawhi want in an extension? The
give him-
extension and what they want is key for me.
Just give him Jeff Garcia. They'll take it in a heartbeat. In fact, they'll owe us money if they give him Jeff Garcia.
I'll throw in my Godzilla figure.
That would work. I really feel Rudy as a free agent would bring us the final spot in championship with him being a sharpshooter. Rudy's getting a whole lot of love. Yes, Reed Jr. He's a dog.
Sure.
He also has the entire fake tree business to deal with. He can come to San Antonio.
That's the other thing too. He's dealing with that controversy too. It's still there.
Blame Ballmer. Don't blame him so much, man. That's what I say. I think that he is from California. I remember when a kid is dressed as Charo was attacked. Maybe I felt like I don't want to work and live there. I don't know that. Yeah. Kawhi is a missing piece to complete. You put that on there. Kawhi ain't coming. There's no way.
He doesn't come. I think LeBron nor Kawhi are coming. So
it's far-fetched, man. The best ability Dina play as he would be
Leonard. I like that.
Theo Rosen. Just to say Kawhi would demand only to go to the Spurs, that would diminish his trade value, like D Fox.
What? How would that diminish his trade value? Like, I guess trade value for the Clippers to trade him?
So they won't get exactly what they want for him. Okay. I'm predicting Spurs record 50 to 60 wins the next season. Western Conference will be tough along with the Knicks.
I think we're going to have to do a show on that, Rudy. Just the Western Conference.
For sure. Yeah. For sure. Both noted Kawhi and LeBron just developed the drafts. Dean Wade, at least a 58-14. Okay, I can see Dean Wade maybe. Kawhi ain't happening. He wants an extension.
What I'm saying there,
man, it's simple. We need Ja Morant.
No, we don't need a Ja Morant.
I agree with y'all, but remember the snake tale. It tells the old woman who rescues the greedy snake. Yeah, once you're bitten. I remember that tale. Christian, what we need is a very good replacement of Sweeney. That I brought up a name to Derek, and he was like, this guy would never go for it. But I said, what about a Billy Donovan? He's not doing anything. Why don't you give him a call? But
sure, I think he would. Yeah, look at Mike Brown. He took an assistant job.
He did. But Derek said, but me and Derek feel he may go to Michigan actually if he does the coaching job. So, I feel we have addressed the size with girth. All we need is stuff like Mitch Robinson to the Spurs would be deadly. That definitely is one that we talked about. These guys would like to downplay rookies. Are these guys even fans?
That's one of the guys that was.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're here because we're not downplaying anything ever. I don't ever downplay anything. So appreciate the comment. I'm not, and to be honest, I'm a fan when I'm off the podcast. When I'm the podcast, I'm my true self. I call it like I see it. So that doesn't make me a fan. Then oh well, forget it then. Jalen is a Cadillac Anderson, like that one. What are your thoughts on Golden State re-signing Horford? That's pretty damn big for Golden State because they're going to need a lot of help. Al Horford's a great spot wherever he goes. I hope he is better than Bassie. I think he's going to be better than Bassie, but you just got to think he's young. Bassie was young. He had a lot of jump and a lot of skip in him. Kind of want to see Quaintance come in like that, but he could definitely be better than Bassie. What do we got next? JD reminds me of Malik Rose. Possibly. Jaylen Brown, maybe. I don't think they get a Jaylen Brown. What was Fox? Jeff, what would you take on the rookies got to eat? And question, what would you ask them? Okay, I don't know.
Jeff, where would you take the rookies out to eat? That's good. Okay, first of all, questions I would ask the rookies. Well, first of all, I would talk to acquaintance, not about the game, because he's a big manga fan. He loves anime. So sign, seal, deliver there. Read, probably the same thing. Say I stay home, read books. So what are you reading? I think the fun guy I think would be Gillespie. He's a ball of energy.
Yeah.
Might just be fun to hang out. And Brown, I don't know. Who's kind of quiet? Where would I take him out to eat? Somewhere in Southtown. I think Southtown would be fun.
Yeah. Take him to a Mexican restaurant. Be good. Reed seems to be a well-polished player, makes little mistakes, and body seems to be in control. I think I like that. Rudy Mitchell, Luka Hardaway Jr. Velvic in a heartbeat, and then Quaintance the Barbarian is our last comment there. So.
I'll take that, man. That's a good nickname. But I like Predator. I think Spurs fans have been calling them the Predator.
Alien versus Predator. I remember. Yeah, I saw that one there.
I like that one better. Yeah.
How's the comments, man?
You guys brought it today, man. Good job with the comments, keeping the show going. We appreciate it. But look, we've been talking this whole time. We got to hear from you. What do you think about the Spurs at the 2026 NBA draft? Your overall thoughts. Now the first round, second round is all over. What are y'all thinking? Also, what's your grade? So with that being said, we need to know what you think about Vegas thinking the Spurs could be a landing spot for LeBron James and then Kawhi back in SA. Will you wear his jersey again? One more time if he does come back. We need to know. Follow Rudy on X at the Sports Answer. Rudy, tell us about the answer.
Yeah, Sports Answer is myself, Derek Gervin, the Friday Drive. We've got a show actually coming out tomorrow. It's not going to be live. We pre-recorded it, but it's a great show. We get into the draft picks for San Antonio. Derek and I talk about both Kawhi and LeBron coming. You'll get to hear from a former NBA player's perspective on how he feels about this. Also, we talk in the trades. Giannis going to Miami, how the Milwaukee Bucks went from bottom feeders to probably a play-in team just off of one move, and how the LaMelo Ball trade really, really affected the Minnesota Timberwolves and all that stuff. So just turn it tomorrow. It's Answer Now TV on YouTube, so that way you can watch it. It's myself and Derek Irvin.
Yeah, I don't know. Best backcourt in the West right now? Ball and Edwards?
Good God, no.
Okay.
Good God,
Well,
no.
that's why you got to check out the answer, the Sports Answer. Make sure to follow Rudy on X, everybody, at the Sports Answer. Check out that discussion and so much more. As for me, first of all, you got to subscribe to Spurs In Focus on Substack. It is completely free. Go sign up right now. Just go to Google, type in Spurs In Focus. Then you'll go to that website, hit subscribe. You're in automatically. And subscribe to Spurs In Focus. These podcasts show everything on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, Pocket Casts, YouTube Music, YouTube itself. Go subscribe right now. The numbers are climbing. You guys are making it happen. Keep on doing what you are doing. And thank you for making Spurs In Focus your first and only spot for all things San Antonio Spurs. You don't want to go with the rest. You ignore all those other shows you see on YouTube. You only want to come here to Spurs In Focus every time, every day, every single week, every single minute. Come here to Spurs In Focus. We'll be back probably next week, Monday, maybe a Tuesday show. Kind of chasing somebody right now. See if they'll join us, but either we'll be back on Monday or Tuesday and talking all things silver and black. Got somebody coming up right now, more discussions. I think some good topics came up, like the loss of Sweeney, the West landscape. So we got a lot to talk about during this long off season. But for Mr. Rudy Campos, I am Jeff Garcia, and now you're in focus with Spurs In Focus.